Hello everyone. Now, would you like to document your family Christmas, but you're not sure how to do it with everything that's going on a very hectic day? In this video, I will give you my top tips on how to document your day without being completely attached to your camera for the entire day, so that you can spend some good quality time with your family. For tips like this, as well as camera reviews and advice on wedding planning and wedding photography, then do please hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so that the next time I post a video, you'll be notified. Some of you might know that I am a wedding photographer and a family photographer based in Winchester in the UK. I am also a mum, and I know as a mum that Christmas days are usually very, very hectic. There's a lot of preparation to do, there's a lot of things going on, it's very hectic. And although I would love to document, anything that's happening, I know that the camera will inevitably be forgotten about. So if I want some photos from the day, then I have to plan it. And I have come up with my top tips for you to share with you so that you might find it useful if you are in the same situation as me. Now, I'm talking about Christmas Day, but actually these tips can also apply to any big family gathering where maybe you're part of the preparation and also will want to and need to socialize with kind of other members of the family and friends, but also you're a photography enthusiast and so you want to capture what's going on. So although I'm talking about Christmas Day, which is next week, happy Christmas everyone for next week, this can apply to any camera enthusiast who is going to be busy but still want to take photos on a hectic day. Now, tip number one is to prepare. Now, I don't just mean get your camera ready, make sure that your battery is charged, ready for an entire day shooting, and that you've got the right lens on, and also if you need to add extra lights, that you have those charged up and ready to go as well. So you can get that ready the night before or a few days before, but that's not all I mean about getting ready and getting prepared. Now, what I really mean about preparing is actually thinking about which parts of the day you would like to capture. Now, don't say the entire day, because that will inevitably lead to you either being completely attached to your camera, that you're not doing other things, or you will completely forget about the camera. So be realistic and actually pick out the times in the day where you can realistically pick up the camera without having to forget about all the other jobs that you need to be doing. So for me, if say I decide actually I would like a document of the entire day, then what I would do is actually think of it in storytelling terms. So I will pick a beginning, a middle, and an end. So it's really very simple. So for the beginning shots, I want scene setting shots or prep shots. For the middle is when the action happens. So that could be opening presents, or maybe the family lunch, or if you go out for a walk, maybe that could be the middle section. And then the end is the aftermath of it all. So it could be your family asleep on the sofa, or whatever happens at the end of the day. So I'm really picking up the camera only 3 times throughout the day. If I do take photos more often than that, then that's a bonus. But when you say, okay, I'm going to pick up the camera at these 3 points in the day, it sounds much more doable and much more manageable. Now, click the like button if you agree with this and if you think that's making sense. On to tip number 2. This is the real nitty-gritty now of the things that I want to take photos of. So again, keeping with the documentary theme of the day, I am looking at the beginning. So I'm looking at setting the scene and preparation shots, maybe things like that. So I personally like to start off with a wide angle shot. So you're taking a wide angle shot of the room or wherever the main action is taking place. And then what I like to do is actually get in close for some detail shots. Don't be afraid to get in really close to things like, I don't know, maybe hands or preparing something, or ingredients if you're kind of preparing food, that kind of thing. Tip number 3 is the middle section. Now, this middle section is typically where the meat is. This is where the action shots are, the reaction shots. So actually, before you get to this part, then I would make sure that my camera has a high enough shutter speed to actually capture the motion and capture reaction. Things are typically moving fast at this point in the day. So beforehand, think about where you're going to want to capture this. So say if you're capturing children opening presents, then make sure there's enough light in the room that they're going to open the presents in. If there's not, then put an extra light in. Now, tip number 4 is don't forget to take an ending shot. So I know that you'll probably be really tired at the end of the day, but don't forget to take just 1 or 2 shots to really round things off, and so that at the end of the day you'll have some photos that really tell the story of the day. Now, tip number 5, this is a bonus one. You don't have to do this one, but it's nice to have it if you can do it. Tip number 5 is think about having a theme or a thread or maybe a central character that goes through the day. For example, if you have one child, then it's really easy to focus on him or her throughout the day, so that you're following his or her Christmas day. If you have several children, or if you don't have any children, one thing that you could focus on sometimes is quite nice to focus on a colour. So say a red ribbon or red wine, so you can follow a red theme in the photos in your day. So now that you have all the photos from the day, what do you do next? I'm also a big proponent of printing photos out and putting them in albums or scrapbooks, or even putting them on the wall. But I do think in documentary photography, what works really well is actually making a slideshow of the images. So do let me know if you're planning on doing this on Christmas Day. Let me know how you're planning on displaying the photos that you've taken. And also let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to do a video about maybe display options for photos. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like the content, and I will see you in the new year. Merry Christmas for next week. Bye.